Guys, it's Brooke here from The Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So it's April 25th, I think. And I am actually repotting some of the ranunculus because I'm having an issue and I'm troubleshooting, so I thought I'd take you guys through this. So as you're going to see, I have yellow leaves on the ranunculus. And I'm a little concerned about that because it seems like more and more of them are getting it, and there could be a couple of things happening. Number one, it could be cold, because cold does make the leaves turn brilliant colors. I've never seen that happen on ranunculus, and quite frankly, I've planted them directly in the ground in these cooler temperatures, and they've been fine. The other thing I'm thinking, it could be just it needs to be fertilized, but I have been giving them fertilizer. But my real concern is that it might be an overwatering issue. Now, when I say overwatering, it's not necessarily because of me. It's because we have been getting so much rain over the past several weeks. It's been a really rainy winter. So I pulled some of them out of the container, and I think that that's what it is. And here's why. When a plant is overwatered, it basically drowns the roots, and so the roots die. So when the roots are alive, they're white. This is healthy root. But then when they start dying, they start turning brown like this, and that sort of thing. And that lets you know that the roots are dying. So I think because of the amount of rain that we have been getting this spring, I think that these ranunculus are just not able to handle as well as the other plants. The rest of the plants that I haven't noticed any dieback. I haven't noticed any yellowing leaves. So for whatever reason, those plants are just able to handle the water better. It's just the ranunculus. And so I'm just going to repot them, let them dry out a little bit. I'll probably leave them inside for a little bit. Although actually I could probably leave them outside because I checked the forecast. We're not supposed to be getting any rain over the next couple weeks, but I'm just going to let them, they are putting on new growth, so that's good. So I'm going to pot these up and see how they do. I'll give them probably a shot of fertilizer, once I start seeing some, significant new growth. And I think that they will be okay. So I'm going to trim them back, trim all the yellow off. I'm going to pot these up, and then I'll keep you guys posted on how everything turned out in the next couple of weeks. Okay guys, we are here. Where's my mom? Mommy, where are you? Oh, there she is. So we're all set up. A lot of plant vendors out today, so come on down. We got a lot of stuff, and I'll flip the camera around to show you. Okay guys, so much longer table today, and there's a sign there just so you guys can see. I am located where I was before, but there's a lot of stuff between me and my table. So I'm going to walk you guys down here, show you. So this is the entrance, and then you're going to pass these stands. Lorraine's out with her daylilies, and then there's a person selling vegetables, and then I'm right down there. So you're gonna have to come in just a little bit further, but you'll find me. Okay guys, the bell rang and the market is now open, and here we go. And it's a lot more people out because of the nice weather. Okay guys, so I am back for another episode of reviewing my farmer's market. So for my third farmer's market, my mom was in town. The fall before, my mom and I had a discussion because she knew I was starting this business, and so she wanted to come help me clean up my garden. And so she came the last week of April. So she flew in that Friday, and then she stayed for a whole week. And so she got to do a farmer's market with me. So, you know, as you could see from the video, we had on our Peonies, Petals, and Posy sweatshirts um, and that sort of thing. And my mom is quite the saleswoman. You know, I never realized my mom was such a good sales person. I mean, she pretty much could have sold snow to an Eskimo. So that was pretty interesting. So my mom called people over. She was just like, "You're never gonna find these plants anywhere." It was actually kind of funny because a couple of people thought that it was her business and that I was helping her. Like, "Oh, it's so sweet that your daughter's helping you out." And my mom was like, "No, no, no, it's her business. I'm helping her out." But at first, you know, the way I was planning to do it was have my mom at the register. But my mom was like, "No, no, no. I'll answer questions about plants. If there's something I don't know, I'll ask you." She did not want to be bothered with the technology. I think she was afraid she was going to mess something up. So she's like, "No, you do that part." So that's what I ended up doing. And so that was the first time that there was a lot of plant vendors. So the first market that I did in, which was 2 weeks before, there may have been another plant vendor. There really wasn't too much there. But this time there was a lot more vendors out. As a matter of fact, that entire row when people walk in was just nothing but plant vendors. So I wasn't sure how I would do. I mean, you know, granted, there was no overlap between what we were doing, but there was just a lot more to choose from. I actually did pretty well in terms of sales. I did slightly, and when I say slightly, I mean maybe like 10, you know, or so dollars less than I had done the first time. And I think I did 26 transactions rather than 27. So basically I did just as well that week, even though there was more plants for people to choose from. So I didn't have any technology issues. The only thing that I did notice became an issue is that, you know, once I had the 3 tables out there, I had the stand sitting on top of the cash or near the cash box, and that would became very difficult in order to kind of get the money out. It was just taking up a lot of space. So after that particular market, I bought the cash drawer, the square cash drawer that works with the whole system, because that way I could sit the stand on top of the cash box, and basically when the drawer pops out, it basically looks like a regular, you know, you know, the regular setup you would see at the store. So that's what I ended up doing. I'm trying to think of. Oh, it was kind of funny because it was a little bit windy, and I'm sure when you saw in one of the clips when I was panning the camera, there was a line of people that was kind of like to the left of my sign. You guys can go back and like rewind if you want to see it. There was this company there that they were selling pickles, and they were apparently very popular because there was a huge line. While they didn't really have their tent like staked down, or I don't know what happened. All I can tell you is there was a gust of wind. I heard a bunch of people start yelling, and I could see their tent lifting up. Now the people in line grabbed it and pulled it back down, but I was just like, "See, been there." I was, you know, been there, done that. And I was just like, I was like, not doing that one again. So one of the things that was you know, with my table setup, I tried doing an inverted setup. So usually with farmers markets, a lot of times when you have a tent, like for example, if I'm sitting in the tent, you kind of put the tables so that basically people are walking around the outside of the tent. So if you go back and look at the video where I talk about my first market, I was kind of like I was behind the tables in my space. But with an inverted design, like especially if you have a tent, and you'll see more in the next videos that I do, because I did get a 10 by 20 tent, heavy duty one. So I set it up so you can see how it kind of looks. But basically, with an inverted design, people actually walk into your tent. So it's kind of like you have your own little store. So that's how we arranged it. That was the first time that I had done an inverted design. Most of the vendors don't do inverted designs. Most of the vendors, like if they have a tent that's 10 by 10, they'll be sitting under the tent and their tables will be at the edge. So basically people are sitting in the sun. Whereas when you do an inverted design, basically you and your customer are under the tent, which, especially when it gets really hot, is kind of a nice thing. So let me pull up my Square account and let me tell you what was the most popular thing I had that week. My mom was just like sweet talking people into buying everything. Now, my mom, as you guys remember from last video, my mom did purchase some things from me. And, when my sister got them home, my mom planted them. And because she's in South Carolina, they actually took off really quickly. So my mom was talking about, how well her stuff was doing. So let me see. So let me see if I can see what was the most popular thing that I sold that day. So yes, I did 26 transactions and let's see. It looks like I sold a bunch of peonies because I had a couple of burnished bronze peonies. Yeah, I did sell yeah, I did sell a lot of peonies. Because I'm looking at it, it looks like because it looks like I sold because I know one person bought one of the Lafayette Escadrille intersectional peony, plus they bought a tree peony. And I can see that somebody bought they bought a burnished bronze peony and a Francois de Jacques peony. And I did sell a bunch of the Animation Cognac Snapdragons because that's the one my mom had and she really liked it. Looks like I sold a bunch of Cappuccino Rudbeckia and that sort of thing. I'm trying to figure out how many plants I sold total. So let's count this up. So that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 19, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 46, 47, 48. 49, 50, 51, 52, 54. So it looks like I sold 54 plants that day. Okay, so that's how that went. Yeah, so I mean, that 54, So yeah, so no, I definitely did some good work. And in terms of like the time frame with the plants, it was like my first sale was at 10:09. So it was like 10:09, 10:13, 10:16, 10:36, 10:39, 10:46, 10:48, 10:56, 10:57, 11:05, 11:22, 11:23, 11:29, 11:30, 11:35, 11:48, 11:51, 11:55, 11:59, 12:03, 12:09, 12:19, 12:37, 12:39, 12:48, and 12:52. So, you know, I kept it moving. So having my mom there was really, really good because, you know, my mom is into gardening, so she was able to answer questions. There was a couple of people, a couple times she had to ask me a question, but for the most part, she, you know, because she gardened, she could answer questions. She understood because she's grown plants, like for example peonies. She's got peonies, you know, she's had black eyed Susan. So there was a lot of things that she had grown so she could answer the questions. So basically she was selling the people and they're like, okay, go down there and pay, and she was going to the next person, and she just had that, she was just keeping it moving. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So um yeah, so I'm hoping, you know, next year she'll be able to come back because, you know, mom did good. So and then the following week there was no market, and so then the next one was the Mother's Day, and so I'll go over that into the next video. So when my mom was here, we did do some tours of some places, so I'll show you guys that, and you know, some of the other things we got up to. But anyway, guys, that's how the third market went. And I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? I did sell some of the ranunculus. Some of them bounced back a little. Well, so not everything had, you know, damages. Some of them were fine, so I did sell them. But you know, I had to wait for them to kind of like, you know, regenerate, for lack of a better word. But then I was able to bring them out to another market, because if you guys remember from one of the videos I did, I think when I did the whole conclusion, I sold 30 some of those ranunculus. So, you know, I did eventually was able to bring them back. So anyway, guys, that's it. The next video is going to be of me and my mom. We went to visit a Japanese garden in Philly called Shofuso. If you guys have not been, some place you want to check out, but that's what's going to be for tomorrow. So anyway, guys, I will see you in the next video.